Good afternoon. This is Deepthi, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Science and Engineering, NMIT. Today I'll be talking about the context-free grammar, a part of theory of computation. Context-free grammars are the grammars that help us to generate the strings that belong to the language. Context-free grammars are used because finite automata allows us to accept only all regular languages, whereas the context-free languages cannot be accepted by the finite automata. So in order to describe the languages, different languages, we are going to go for what are called as context-free grammars in terms of context-free languages. So there are many simple languages that are not regular. So if the languages are not regular, then we will be not able to write the deterministic finite automata or epsilon NFA or non-deterministic finite automata. So therefore, these languages that are not regular cannot be accepted by the finite automata, which is either DFA or NFA or epsilon NFA. So we go for an example for which we cannot write the deterministic finite automata. The language like A power n, B power n, and the language which is a language string of palindromes, for which we cannot write the deterministic finite automata. The reason is because when we go for A power n, B power n, A power n, B power n stands for the number of A's equal to number of B's, and the B's are supposed to follow A's. And because there is no memory component in finite automata, so therefore we will not be able to remember how many A's were read earlier in order to match with the number of B's. So whereas in case of palindrome, even palindrome is also not regular language, because in order to check whether the given string is a palindrome or not, so we need to look for what we read first and then what is the input that we are going to read at the last. Because there is no means for storing what was read earlier, so we will not be able to check whether the input string read is palindrome or not. So therefore, finite automata will not accept these languages and many more which are not regular. Moving further, we look for what are called as context-free grammars. Context-free grammars are string generators. Languages that are generated by context-free grammars are called context-free languages. Context-free grammars, they are more expressive compared to finite automata. The reason is because to say that the production rules that we write are responsible for generating the strings which belong to the language called context-free languages. The converse is not true. That means the languages which are regular languages, for that we can write the context-free grammars. Whereas for those which are only context-free grammars, for which we will not be able to write the finite automata. So definition of context-free grammar. Context-free grammar is defined as 4 tuple, which is V, T, P and S, where V stands for set of variables, T stands for set of terminals, P stands for set of productions. Productions are of the form A giving B, where A is called as the head of the production, arrow symbol is nothing but producer's symbol, and B is called as the body of the production. The body of the production can contain only terminals, it can contain the combination of variables and terminals, it can contain only variables itself. S is called as a start symbol. Any string that we are going to derive is going to start from the start symbol S itself, where S is the variable that belongs to V, which is a variable set. Now, looking at the derivation. Derivation is the step-by-step process of generating string of terminals. During the process of derivation, we see that we take different steps, where in each step we get a string which is called as a sentential form. So therefore, sentential form can be a combination of variables, it can be combination of variables and terminals, it can be only terminals itself. Whenever we are able to derive a string of terminal in one step, we call that as one-step derivation. And we are going to represent that one-step derivation as u deriving v if and only if u is x alpha z, v is x beta z, and alpha giving beta is a rule that belongs to the context-free grammar. So moving further, we will see whether V is derivable or not. So V is nothing but a string of terminals. Whenever a given grammar is able to derive string of terminals, we say that the production rule is useful in the grammar. So therefore, U in deriving V can take series of steps wherein U derives U1, U1 derives U2, U2 derives U3, so on till it derives V. So during the process of derivation, we see that each of them, whether it is U or U1 or U2, so on till V, they are all called as sentential forms. Now, the definition of context-free language. So whenever I say context-free grammar will be able to generate all possible strings that belong to the language called context-free language. So in order to derive context-free language, we are going to consider a grammar G which is equal to VTPS. So given a context-free grammar VTPS, the language generated by context-free grammar is defined as the set and denoted as L of G, which is equal to all the strings W, such that start variable is going to derive the string W using 0 or more productions of grammar. So therefore, we can say that a language L is a context-free language if there is a context-free grammar G that is going to generate the language of strings from that particular grammar G. Now, to take an example of context-free language and a context-free grammar, so we have an example here called the language L equal to A power n, B power n such that n is greater than or equal to 0. So this is not a regular language because in order to check whether the given language is of the form A power n, B power n, the deterministic finite automata lack with respect to memory component, due to which it is not able to remember how many A's it read earlier when its turn comes to read the number of B's. So hence, we will not be able to construct deterministic finite automata for this language. Therefore, we can say that this is not a regular language. We have what is called as pumping lemma for regular languages to check whether the language is not regular. So when we use pumping lemma for regular language, we find that the language A power n, B power n such that n greater than or equal to 0 is not regular. So we go for writing the context-free grammar for this language. The rules corresponding to context-free grammar for this language is written as S producing epsilon. Because n is greater than or equal to 0, we see that there is empty string called epsilon in this language. So in order to derive the empty string epsilon, we write the rule S producing epsilon. And apart from this epsilon in the language, we have A, B as a string, A, B, B as a string, A, B, B, B as a string, and so on. So all the strings that has equal number of A's and B's with B's following A's are available in this language. In order to generate all those strings other than epsilon, we are going to write a second rule called S giving ASB, which takes care of generating the equal number of A's and B's. For every A that the rule generates, there is one B getting generated. So, and this S variable is there in the right hand side of the production, due to which this production rule S giving ASB can be recursively used any number of times in order to derive the string of terminals of the form A power n, B power n. So finally, the grammar for this language can be written as G equal to VTPS, where V is a set of variables. Here we have a variable called S. So that comes under the variable set V. The terminals that we have in this language are A and B. Terminal is a symbol from which we cannot derive anything further. So hence we call that as a terminal. Variables are nothing but those symbols from which we can derive the string further. So therefore here S is a variable, A and B are terminals. So we have indicated the set A comma B as set of terminals. The production rules that we have are S deriving or S producing epsilon and S producing ASP. The symbol or the variable that is responsible for deriving the string of terminals is the start variable S. Hence S is going to act as a start variable. So this is the final grammar for deriving the language called A power n, B power n. Suppose if we have a language L equal to A power n, B power n such that n is greater than or equal to 1, in that case we cannot have a rule called S giving epsilon, because epsilon is a string that does not belong to the language. We need to replace this S giving epsilon by S giving AB, so that the minimum length string in the language is AB, then followed by 2 A's and 2 B's, 3 A's and 3 B's, and so on. So the final grammar for the language A power n, B power n such that n is greater than or equal to 1 will be G equal to S A comma B, S giving AB, S giving ASB, and then S is the start variable or start symbol. Thank you.